Hi guys, welcome back to BigJon TV. On today's What's Cooking Wednesday, we're collaborating with Jen from the Family Fudge and Fallon from Boss Family TV. We're working on Easter goodies. Today I'm going to share with you 2 appetizers and 2 desserts, and the interesting thing about them is they're going to have similar ingredients. Well, the appetizers will have similar ingredients and the desserts will have similar ingredients, but completely different flavors. If you're new to BigJon TV and you like what you see, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see more of it. For our 2 appetizers, we're going to be making a faux chicken pate with a candied bacon, pineapple, jalapeno topping. And we're going to be making an Easter cheese log, and this one's going to be extra fun for Easter. As you can see, there's a lot of ingredients out, but I've had to only prep some of them once and be able to use them for both recipes. Both recipes will start out with a base of cream cheese. So we'll put 2 in the bowl, 1 in the blender. For a cheese log, we're going to add 5 slices of bacon. These have been pre-cooked and sliced fairly small. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic salt to each bowl. We're going to add 1 heaping teaspoon of grated garlic to each bowl. 1 teaspoon of chopped jalapenos. The other teaspoon will be reserved for the topping for the faux pate. Into our cheese log, we're going to add 1/2 cup of cheese. This is a sharp cheddar cheese. And into our faux pate, 1/2 cup of cheese. This is the sharp cheddar also. As well as a 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese. For the faux pate, I've cooked 5 pieces of bacon. We're going to put 1/2 of them into the food processor. The remainder will go as topping. Into the food processor, 2 tablespoons of barbecue seasoning. This is a fairly sweet one, high in sugar, not too spicy. Got some crushed pineapple. This is about 3/4 of a cup, and I've drained the liquid off of it. We're going to put about 1/2 into our food processor. The remainder goes for the topping. And I've got a 1/2 cup of the reserved pineapple juice into the food processor. And I've got 2 chicken breasts. These are pre-cooked. These were left over from a meal we had. These were chicken bacon ranch chicken breasts. Somebody ate the bacon off of them already. But these are going to be used in our faux pate. If you don't have pre-cooked chicken, you could also substitute rotisserie chicken, or you could go ahead and cook some chicken breasts, just salt and pepper. Cook them till they're fully done, and they can be used in your dip. I'll go ahead and blend this together first. I'm going to scrape this down. Alright, and you can see the texture now is nice and creamy. You can see a little bit of chunks from the cheese and the bacon and the chicken. We're going to pack it into a mold and refrigerate it for a little while. I have a 1.5 quart baking dish here lined with saran wrap so that I can get my pate back out. We want to smooth this down in, try and get out any air bubbles. Okay, I'm going to place another piece of saran wrap on top to smush it down. This will make it all so much easier to turn out again later. This is going to go in the fridge for at least a ½ an hour. The longer the better. It'll solidify a little bit and all the flavors will kind of blend together. Now let's work on that other dip. Okay, now we're returning to our cheese log. In here we've got our cream cheese, our seasonings, a little bit of jalapeno, sharp cheddar cheese and bacon. The last thing we need to add is 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and blend this together. I'm gonna give it a little taste and see if it needs any salt or pepper. I'm gonna do just a touch of black pepper. Gonna scrape down the sides. All right, after scraping down the sides, we'll blend it together again. All right, now we're gonna give this a fun shape and make it all ready for Easter. Okay, we're gonna lay down a piece of saran wrap. Sprinkle cheese down the center. Kind of spread it out, make it a nice thin layer. And our dip's gonna go on the top. We're gonna try and keep it in a nice cylinder shape and then narrow down to kind of a carrot shape. So on the bottom of that saran, I sprinkled about 1.5 cups of the sharp cheddar cheese. And I'm gonna just kind of push this into the areas I want it to be. Give it an approximate shape. Sprinkle a little bit more cheese over the top. Now we're gonna fold the edges up. And use it to shape the cheese. All right, my saran's a little too narrow to go all the way around, so I'm gonna put another piece from the top down and use it to shape. It's looking pretty carroty. When you see some of the cream cheese exposed, just go ahead and put a little bit more cheese there. Make sure you pack it into the end. Give it a little bit more shaping. Fold it all in. We're gonna let it rest in the fridge for at least a half an hour to firm up. The longer the better. And this is gonna end up being the bottom. This will be the top. Before we serve it, we'll cover it up with a little bit extra cheese, but that looks fabulous. Into the fridge it goes. To top the Pho Pate, we're gonna make a candied bacon, jalapeno, and pineapple glaze. We'll start with 3 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of salted butter. I've got my pan on a medium-high heat. To that, we're gonna add our remaining bacon. We'll add in our remaining jalapenos. And if you enjoy the heat, you could add more jalapenos here. I try to keep it kind of neutral, just a tad spicy, because not everyone in my house will eat it. And then we'll add in our remaining pineapple. All right, and this will be added onto the top of our Pho Pate. Moving on to our dessert, they have in common chocolate chips, peanut butter, and marshmallows, although different styles of marshmallows. This side we're going to be making Easter Bunny nests, and this side we're making Peeps S'mores Dip. So come on, I'll show you how to put them together. We're gonna start at the stove. We're starting with a 1/4 cup of butter. Once the butter starts to melt, we're gonna add 4 cups of mini marshmallows. Once our marshmallows and butter start to melt and combine, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of peanut butter. And 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I'm using a mixture of milk chocolate and dark chocolate, but it's your personal preference. And then I stir in another half a cup of chocolate chips. I like to just make sure they're all incorporated fully instead of adding them all in at once. Next we add in 4 cups of chow mein noodles. I'm gonna add about half to start. And we'll drop these by spoonfuls onto a sill pad and try to make little holes in the center and then add a couple eggs. All right, there's our Easter bunny nests. We're gonna let these cool and then we'll plate them up and serve them. Pretty simple. All right, and our last recipe today, this dessert could not be any simpler. We've got a skillet here. This is like a 6-inch skillet, cast iron. We're gonna give it a little spray in the bottom. And to that we're gonna add a 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. Smooth them out. I've got a mix here of dark chocolate and milk chocolate. To the top of that we're going to add some creamy peanut butter. This is a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Alright, I'm going to just try and smooth it out a little bit. When this heats up, it'll spread around and turn all nice and gooey. For the next step, you could use one color Peeps, but I thought, what the heck, let's go colorful. So I got all the colors. And the Peeps will just get laid on top. Alright, there it is. It looks beautiful. You really want to cram those marshmallow Peeps in there. Get as many into the top of this pan as you can. They look awesome. This is going to go into an oven set at 350 degrees for about 5 minutes. If you pull it out after the 5 minutes and the bottom's not quite as melty as you'd like it, pop it back in for a few more. Just keep an eye on your Peeps and make sure they don't burn. Alright, everything is rested, so now it's time to assemble. I've got the Pho Pate. I'm going to remove the plastic. Make sure none of these edges are folded in. And I'm going to flip it onto this tray. There we go. Position it where I want it. Remove the plastic. That smells delicious. And over the top goes our candied pineapple, jalapeno, and bacon. Alright, this is going to get some crackers placed around. And that is ready to serve. All right, next we're gonna plate our carrot cheese log. Gonna remove the top layer of saran. Set it aside. Now lay it on our tray. And flip. Woo! Under the tip, we're going to place a bunch of parsley for the top of the carrot. Give it some final shaping. All right, and then we'll put some crackers on that. All right, and here's everything. Our Peeps S'mores Dip is out of the oven. Looks delicious, and we've got graham crackers to dip in it. Over here, we've got the chicken Pho Pate with the candied bacon, pineapple, and jalapeno on top. And the carrot cheese log with some veggies and crackers to go with it. And the Easter bunny nest.
Okay, I'm gonna try some. I'm gonna try the, what are these?
They're Easter bunny nests.
Easter bunny nests. It's hard.
They kind of remind me of Tootsie Rolls.
Mm-hmm. But with Kit Kat.
Yeah, with a crunch.
Mm-hmm.
True. All right, let's try the dip. Whoa, look at that.
Gonna get the shell.
All right, guys, thanks for checking out my recipes. Let me know what you think. If you're gonna try some of these, if these look good to you. Be sure to go check out Jen and Fallon's channels. I'll link them down below. I'm sure they're making something awesome for this Easter collab as well. Catch you next time.